Good to have you on Business Glide, your go-to point on matters, public policy analysis, business, and economics at large. I'm Richard Mwenja. Welcome on board. And as usual, I normally rope in our local low-budget economist, Professor Herman Manyora.
Low budget?
Low-budget economist, because if you are high budget...
Richard, I'm not an economist, but I'm yet to see an economist.
There is plenty of them.
Where are they?
Kwame Owino, David Day, you name it.
Maybe Kwame Kidogo. All these other people you call economists, these are houseboys doing World Bank bidding.
But their position in
looking at economics from the eyes of the World Bank and IMF. I'm not an economist, but I understand how the World Bank was formed. The Bank of Development, Reconstruction and Development. Reconstruction for Europe after the Second World War.
You can deliver a lecture on that?
And very serious lecture. And development for Africa.
A jack of all trades.
Oh, my friend.
And a master of them.
I want an economist to come here and talk to me about economics. Bring one. Of course, not you. Wherever do you fit? Bring one economist to come and sit here and talk with me economics.
Shall do a joint show with Kwame Owino.
Bring one. I respect Kwame a lot. That one we can discuss. Bring these others.
That of the way, Prof. Let's have a conversation about taming down corruption in this country, and more particularly within the Kenya police force. The other day, CS for Interior Kipchumba Murkomen started an uproar online, all thanks to his statement saying when citizens are asked to fuel police vehicles so that they can carry their duties, that does not amount to corruption. You are just facilitating the police. And that's the starting point of our conversation. How do you render this statement from Kipchumba Murkomen? Should citizens help in facilitating the police in the first place to carry their duties?
It depends on how you look at it. You know, police and people are supposed to work together. And there's nothing wrong with the people supporting the police to do their work. I therefore find nothing wrong with the citizens chipping in to make the police do their work, so long as it's not made a condition. So long as it's not a... Look, if I call the police because there is crime or something like that, the police should not say they will not come because they don't have fuel. Which often is the case. But if in the process of police doing their work, citizens chip in, then I agree with Murkomen, there's nothing wrong. But you see, there's also a problem there. By the time the people are chipping in to help the police move around, it means what resources the citizens have given to the country has been exhausted. Let me demonstrate, very simply.
Sure.
Let's say from our taxes we have said 100 shillings will go to the police in terms of fueling their vehicles. 100, whatever. I just use a unit of 100.
All right.
So the police have spent the entire 100. And the year is yet to come to an end. So they don't have more money. Before the World Bank stepped in, we used to have things they call environment, where you can get money from another vote meant for another thing and take it to police for fuel. I think it was abuse, so that was stopped. There is no environment. You exhaust your vote, you wait for the next financial. So you say the 100 is exhausted.
Sure.
And the police can't move. There should be no problem. People chipping in. And even CDF through emergency, they can chip in to help the police move, and citizens and other organizations, they can chip in. But you see, that's not the case in this country. The case in this country is that out of 100, politicians and government leaders will have eaten 80 shillings out of 100.
Meant for a policeman?
Yes, so now they have eaten through theft and corruption. So the police have been left with 20 out of 100. So you're 20 in Aisha after 1 month or two. Now they can't move. So citizens will find it very difficult to listen to Kipchumba Murkomen. And when they have eaten, they have not just eaten in silence. Even as he's talking to those people in those so-called, what is he calling it? The way he's dressed. The way he's dressed, people can see that's not his salary.
Perhaps why the anger.
Yeah, people can see the shirt he's wearing is worth perhaps 200,000 shillings. So you can't tell those people to help the police, support the police, because they can see their money is not only eaten but eaten by people who are showing them.
But in an attempt to help the police, that is from the government side, we
Yeah.
saw the other day the Maraga-led task force conclude its work and deliver a report on reforms needed in the police sector, among them remuneration issues. But we are yet to see the fruits of that task force. What do you think is the missing puzzle?
No, you don't need that task force. That task force, I said, was wrong. That's why I don't believe in people like Maraga. We have a national police service, a body entrained within the Constitution of Kenya. The moment you usurp the role of National Police Service Commission, you are already in violation of the Constitution. And you see such efforts that some of them have been stopped. One was about auditing view. They said, no, the auditor is there. And these are independent offices. And for you to scratch a bit of their independence, which means by way of their work and responsibilities, you need a referendum. You don't need a task force for the police. We know what else the police force.
What's the starting
And don't begin calling me a jack of all trades. We know the problem with the police. Beginning with the policeman. Is he well trained? Is police training all about parade and recruitment about size and eyes and teeth? What do teeth have to do with a good policeman?
You know,
or how, you know, you need a gorilla for a policeman. You need people of all shades, including the disabled.
Come on, Prof.
Because there are jobs to do. The work of the police is not always to run after criminals and arrest them. The police ought to have people can figure out things. Think.
It's not about a complete set of
No, teeth have nothing to do with it. Kwani unaenda kuma wafungwa? So it's about training. Do they get the modern training? Entry. Are we recruiting people with the right education to go to become policemen? Because crime now, you must think crime. You get it?
You must be a tech-savvy politician.
You must think crime. Crime is about thinking crime, because today's criminals are not village boys. They are educated boys. Kama huyo alitoka Mount Kenya University ama wapi. Akifinya laptop na mna 16 million go. You can't be some moron picked from some corner of the world to become a policeman to deal with that. You could be a cripple but with a brain. Okay, let me use the word not cripple. Let me say disabled, physically disabled.
Or able differently.
I really must apologize.
Sure.
So, you know, this language has been ingrained in us. It's very difficult to you know, but we must be sensitive. You can be a person without sight.
True.
Hearing disability. But you have a brain.
True.
So we cannot be looking at people's teeth and how long or huge they are and how high they are. No.
Regional balance.
No, those nonsense. So, what qualification do we need for somebody to join the police force? That's a conversation we must have today.
Before the next recruitment.
You hear people derogatively and hated people like Gaido calling them D+, D- people.
Yeah.
That's very wrong. It's very wrong. Because D- is a human person. True. And people have come from D- and they have become very great people.
Joho is an even example.
No, forget about those ones. I want international scholars. I want even Ngogi. Look at what Ngogi was Yongo got. He didn't even qualify to go to university. Look at Ali Mazrui. I'm telling you, guys, go and look at the qualification of Ali Mazrui. He got Division 3 and was rotting somewhere in Mombasa.
Come on.
And he became an international scholar, top notch. So don't judge people by what they have. An exam is a product of it. But you see, we must also be cognizant of that. Today's world requires a certain level of intellectual, cognitive abilities to do, like in the police. Then the police training. We must revolutionize police training, because there are even sensitivities today. The police cannot be what they used to be. Then there is equipment. Have we equipped our police? Then there is welfare. Look at where police stay. Look at how much we pay our police. Shameful. The police ought to be paid well. We don't pay our police in this country. We must pay the police well. So there are so many factors before you begin saying the police are this and the other. I lost you the thought. I don't know what you are talking about. What had you brought up?
Well, I was just bringing up the conversation that maybe the starting point of police reforms, what should it be?
So I was saying those are things we know. And then we also know that one of the problems with the police is political interference.
Oh.
You don't need a task force for that. We need an independent police force, as was envisaged in the Constitution by Constitution framers. Independent, with an operational, truthful, not toothless. Do you have a word truthful? IPOA.
Yeah.
Not toothless IPOA. Truthful IPOA.
Truthful watchdog.
Yes, IPOA. But the police must be independent. One of the biggest problems and challenges with the police is a policeman arrests somebody. A diligent policeman, they arrest somebody, they take him to the cell, a telephone call comes. Wachilia huyo mtu. Tomorrow the police are meeting the same people. I've had time to interact with the police. Sometimes when you find the police senselessly killing people, it's because of that.
Orders from above.
Yeah, from their seniors. Another complication, the judiciary. The police arrest hardcore criminal, rapists, what have you. They take them to court. Following week, they find them in the streets.
Judiciary?
After, I can't remember, there was somebody recently arrested on something. It was found he has a series of other bails. He's out on many other things. So sometimes you find the police killing these people, you wonder why. They get annoyed. So we don't need a task force to tell us that interference with police work from the political leadership, interference from seniors, and a judiciary that doesn't understand what the police is doing and how frustrating it is for a policeman when they arrest a hardcore criminal and they see them in the streets tomorrow. Because even as you grant bail as a court, there are factors you consider. A dangerous person to the society. You must find a way of, even when you, bail has been made easy, as indeed it should be easy. But it should not be used to frustrate police work.
I get it.
And if you know, then you need people to be free, which is good, until they are proved guilty. A regime for bail must be put in place. Okay? Because the Constitution demands that don't hold somebody unless you have good reason to. So we need to understand, because sometimes it creates frustration among the police. And then there's a question of speedy processing of cases with the judiciary. So that while it may be good to release a criminal, and I'm underlining the word criminal, a suspect criminal, not small little things which they are very good at, but are really criminal, so that the police don't feel frustrated. Why don't you fast track the case? So that if the person is released, or even if he's on bail out, you do it quickly, so that they do not take 2-3 years, within which time the same person will have committed 10 other crimes and been granted 10 other bails. It's very frustrating to the police.
I get it.
That's why people like Shaw. There used to be a guy called Shaw. Patrick Shaw. That's why he used to shoot them. And I'm not saying people should be shot, because that's very wrong. Nobody should take life, somebody's life.
But don't push police officers to the edge.
You know, I'm talking about frustration to the police officers. That comes first from their seniors, who frustrate their effort by asking them to release people. And obviously the reasons people would know why. From political leadership and from a judiciary that is insensitive to the work of the police.
There you have it from Professor Herman Manyora. Time now for us to cross over to our Business Glide Fan of the Week. It is none other than this fine gentleman from Germany, Godwin Namwamba.
Godwin Namwamba. I think I know that gentleman.
Yeah. He's an ardent fan of our show.
I think so. Godwin, how is Deutschland? Thank you for remaining part of us. Thank you very much.
Up next on your screen is the Business Glide African Proverb of the Day.